all know and love E Digger, and I am up early this morning because I was supposed to have did this yesterday when I got home from that 9 to 5, but I chose not to because I was tired. um, I want to talk to you guys about what my network is all about and how you can be a part of it. And I'm using this new program or app or whatever you may call it, called Haps TV, that Terry introduced me to. Terry Little, he is the host of the Knucklehead Chronicles. This brother is amazing. This brother is amazing, along with uh, other guys who are hosts on the show, the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, which can be seen and heard through their podcast. But you can see it on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have Terry, who is the host. You have Kevin Peoples. You have Ephraim. You have Dwayne Goodson. These guys talk about various topics related to men, family, children, relationships, marriages, whatever. And these guys are awesome. So the podcast world, the um the podcast world, the live streaming world, if you want to treat your eardrums, if you want to look at some worthy content, check out the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast and other podcasts that excuse me, he belongs to as well. The Brothers of Legacy, which can be seen every day at I want to say 11 o'clock. No, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry, Monday through Friday. The Brothers Who Talk with Terry and AD. I'm not sure if they still come on, but they was coming on Thursdays at 11 o'clock a.m. These are some very powerful podcasts and live streams that you can definitely listen in on and receive a word, receive a message, receive some advice and so on. So I just have the pleasure of running into these guys and working with these guys because of the tight knit closeness of this podcast and live stream community excuse me, that we have. And you know I, I started Charm City Direct radio show, and that's where it came from. And because of the uh because of the want to see what was going on, I started to venture out. I started to, you know, turn the camera on, so to speak, because I'm a person like this. I'm a person to keep it simple and plain and to call it what it is. Um it's either live stream, it's either live stream for video and content, visual content, or it's either radio, audio, podcast. Um, and I started Charm City Direct Radio Show just what it was on Spreaker, in fact. And it was a podcast, and I was just talking. I was just talking about stuff that happened to me that day, or I just talked about things um that was relative or that was trending at the moment. Like, you know, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, born and raised. And anybody know anything about Baltimore? Baltimore is not a dull place. It something is always going on in Baltimore, believe it or not. And the one thing that a lot of people, my friends from out of town, was saying, like, what's going on in Baltimore today? You see what I'm saying? And I was that person who wanted to deliver the news from Baltimore. Since people want to know about Baltimore, why not give it to them? But I felt as though that excuse me, I'm sorry. Hold up. There's something in my throat. It is not COVID. It is not COVID. There's something in my throat. Okay, I'm back. Um, so if people wanted to know something about Baltimore, I wanted to give it to them, and I have a very deep passion of the arts, music. Um, there's a huge music market here in Baltimore, underground and mainstream music. It's a lot of deep roots here in Baltimore in respect of music, and I'm not just talking about rap. I'm talking about jazz. I'm talking about classical music. The BSO is here. Um, it's a lot of rich history and music right here in Baltimore that people don't know about. And I love music. I love all genres of music. And a lot of people ask me, the artists that's here in Baltimore, and I connect with some of them. I absolutely love um Baltimore artists, and I call them my celebrities because uh I am able to, see them. They are doing exactly what these mainstream artists are doing, but probably a little bit better. I love their bodies of work. I love their energy. I love their stage presence. Love everything about them. And I've had a couple. I had over 100 of them on my shows. Just to talk with them and just to see, excuse me, just to see what they're doing and what's next for them. And now we shift gears somewhat of Charm City Direct TV, and I was doing both. I was doing the radio show and the TV component, but I felt as though that one was overbearing than the other. I was devoting a lot of more time to one than the other. So what I did, I pretty much stopped the radio show and focused solely on this right here, Charm City Direct TV. Um, what is Charm City Direct TV, you ask? Well, it's a network. It's a online social media TV network. And just like you watch TV on your regular channels, Charm City Direct TV hopes to do just that with different content. Different content. Right now, uh, I host various shows on my network. And a young lady, Rhea, she hosts a show on the network called Healing and Moving Forward. And the network the network, that's the name of the show. She talks to different business owners here in Baltimore and beyond. And I would love to have a lot more content on the network, and that's why I open it up to people instead of just letting it be me, letting it be my face. Because I could talk all day, but I don't want to see myself all day. You see what I'm saying? And I'm almost certain y'all don't want to see me all day either. So, with that being said, um, with respect to um having this platform, okay, what happened? Okay, there you go. Having this platform, um, I want to roll out the possibilities of inviting people to host their own show on the network. And the the way how it works, like I said, it would allow a person to basically host their show on the network. Um, and you'll be amazed at how many people uh don't know how to host their show or don't have a clue of what live stream podcasting is. So what I did, of course, with respect of people that want to host their show, I came up with because right now, and just to reiterate what's going on, my shows are virtual. I don't have a studio, so you don't have to worry about coming to don't have to worry about coming to a studio to host your show. Everything is done virtual. If you have a camera, if you have a laptop, if you have a desktop, if you have a great uh, internet connection, which allow you to have an Ethernet port into your modem, if you have, lighting, all of that stuff, you're able to do a show. Now, with all of that stuff that I just named, a lot of people looking at this like, man, I don't have that stuff, or I have it. I just don't know what to do with it. Well, that's where I come in at. Um, and I'm gonna talk about the other two about hosting your shows on the network, but I want to talk about the show consulting part of it, where if you don't know, I am here to tell you what you need to know. And for that service that I offer, which you see right here, if you can see it, it is $30 per hour, 1 hour minimum, for help with structure, format, and equipment, etc. for your show. Now, like I said, people, you have all of the stuff. You have a microphone, you have a camera, a webcam, you have you have a DSLR camera, which I use. You have a regular external Logitech camera, which is the standard for uh podcasting or live streaming. I'm gonna just say live stream for the sake of conversation. Live stream. You have your camera for live streaming, and you just don't know what to do with it. You don't know how to hook it up. You don't know how to position it. All of that for $30. I'll tell you. I'll tell you first and foremost what you need to do, and of course, I'll tell you all of the information that has helped me over the years to be successful in this live stream arena. Now, I know you say, well, I could go on YouTube. I could go on YouTube and they'll tell me, okay, well, that's your choice. But if you want to get in depth, simple, one on one interaction, step by step, how to structure, how to format your show, I can provide that. And I'm not just saying this, people, as a selling point. I'm merely because you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at how many people just don't know what to do. You'll be amazed at how many people contact me on the regular, and that's why I decided to add this service into the show consulting part of my network, because you'll be amazed at how many people that don't know. And I've gone on YouTube myself, and I really don't like YouTube instructions because they don't really take the time to tell you what you need and so forth and so on. But on a standpoint of someone who has been doing it for so long and years of enhancing, improving, and finding new ways to deliver your brand to an audience, um, then that's what you want to focus your attention on. That one person, or too much information is obsolete. I think that, if you get information from a ton of people and you're trying to piece it all together, but if you get that one person that will take their time to explain what this cord is, what this camera do, what this lighting does, um, you found a very uh you found the gem. You found the gem. So for $30, like I said, for $30, you can get that. You could get that service right here. When I say structure, the flow of your show, how you want your show to flow, how you want your show to flow. That rhymes. I like that. How you want your show to flow. Format. What kind of format? What kind of layout you want your show to appear as? If you want to host, if you don't want to co-host, if you just want to be yourself, anything that will help you brand your brand, anything that will help you deliver what it is that you're trying to convey to your people or your audience. And last but not least, like I said, your equipment. What equipment? Now, I offer in that $30. I also offer basic. It's a basic, and it's a basic, and I don't know how to word this, but there's a basic package, and there's a advanced package. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so $30 per hour, 1 hour minimum. My first question is, what kind of budget you working with? What kind of budget you working with? Because everybody, assumes that you have to have thousands and thousands of dollars, or hundreds to thousands of dollars to do this. I'm going to quite answer your question. You don't. You just have to have some high end equipment, and right now, high end equipment is kind of like easy to come by if you know what you're watching for, if you know what you're looking for. So there are my two questions coming out the gate. When you first contact me, hey E, I want to start a podcast. And let me just reiterate something to you. Terminology wise, podcast is audio. Podcast to me is audio. Live stream to me is video. So when you come to me, please learn the terminology. Podcast is audio. So I'm a tell you audio wise what you need. If you come to me and say video or live stream, I'm gonna come to you video terminology. So please take that under consideration. Also, people, please be understanding. Please don't come to me and act like already know. Because if you already know, why are you contacting me? Don't call me or don't send me no message saying I need your services, and then when I talk to you, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I know that. That conversation going to end very, very quickly. I do need to say that. I need to really say that. Um, Also, like I said, basic and advanced. And when I ask those questions, I'm looking at I'm pretty much looking at your finances, because some people got the money, some people don't. So they're gonna look at the simplest, inexpensive item that's out there. So I'm gonna ask you basic or advanced. The basic is you're working with this budget. Advanced, I'm gonna give you the most expensive thing on the market. If you got the money, why not spend the money? That's how I look at it. So, um, so I'm gonna ask you those two questions out the gate. Are you looking for basic? Or are you looking for advanced? Because right now, this is advanced. What I got going on right here. This I feel as though, and I'm not just saying that because it's me. I feel as though that my setup is advanced. This is advanced right here. And when I say advanced, I paid a little pretty penny for it. Basic is what I did. I started out as basic, and when I say basic, I mean I had the Logitech 10 C920. And that's like what 150 $100 right now. I had the one monitor. I had the CPU that was it wasn't a gaming CPU. And I had a laptop that wasn't a gaming laptop. So as you grow into this thing, you're gonna gradually start off as basic into advanced. If you have the money, if you have the money, you're gonna come out the gate with a DSLR camera. You're gonna come out the gate with a 9,000 to 1,000, 900 to $1,000 gaming CPU or laptop. Um, you're gonna come out the gate with two monitors. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So please don't be alarmed when I ask these questions and how I break it down. Please. Um, so that is the services that I offer, and I'm gonna go back to um I'm gonna go back to the flyer here and talk about your hosting abilities. Okay, so I broke it down into two. If you want to host your show on the network, Charm City Direct TV, you could do that without an engineer. And when I say without, that means that you pretty much got it all figured out. You know the program that I use or we use or that has been used. I'm not going to give out that name just yet. Only you know that name when we have that conversation. And it is $75 monthly. And once you decide on what you want to do, we will come up um with a contract. We will come up with a uh monthly date of when that $75 is due. If you want to host your show on the network, Charm City Direct TV, it is $100 monthly with an engineer, and more than likely that engineer will be me. Again, we will sit down, we will come up with a contract. In that contract, it will go over when those fees will be collected. Also, the time frame of getting information from you to input into your live stream. Now, for instance, if your show comes on, if you want to do uh, a weekly show once a week, let's take Mondays. That information, of course, needs to get to me no later than uh, Saturday or Sunday, just to have that information input into your show. And when I say information, I'm talking about anything, wording, flyers, pictures, videos. If you have videos that you want to feature, all of that information have to be sent to me via email no later than at least like 2 days prior to your show. Now, all of this will be in your contract, but I'm just giving you a general idea of how it works. If I don't give you information, you won't have no input into your show. It's as simple as that. If I don't get your information, you won't have no input. So it's just going to be you and the camera talking with no words. I can be no strict than that. So make sure you are, uh, you know, we are on one accord. That service, like I said, to host your show with the engineer is $100 a month. And of course, I just shared with you the show consulting part. You want to do your show, but you just don't know what to do. Just don't know how to format it. Just don't know what the structure want to be, or you just don't even have a name. You got a show idea. You pitch the show idea. I'm quick with coming up with names for shows, like I've done so many times before. The format of the show and equipment. And you come to me and say, E Digger, look, I got the show idea. I don't know what I want to do. Don't worry, I got you. But before we can talk, I need my 30 up top. That's how I roll. So that is basically Charm City Direct TV. And like I said, Charm City Direct TV is a platform that delivers content that you will not see on any other mainstream channel. Something very different from real people talking about real everyday life experiences, getting other people acclimated to what the content is all about. Like for instance, cooking. Everybody like to eat. Let's have a show with a chef talking and talking to other chefs, or talking to some people that are lovers of food, and maybe have a couple of taste testers in the audience to come up and taste your foods. A children's program, teenagers talking about bridging the gap between adult and teenage life, how your parents can relate to you, because you got some kids out here that have their own language. And then you have parents out here who just don't understand. I know I just quoted Will Smith's parents just don't understand. But you have kids out here that feel like that. I'm just throwing out ideas. I'm just throwing out ideas. So there are pretty much a lot of ideas that I would love to see on this network, and you can make it happen just by coming over to Charm City Direct TV. And I guess you're saying why? Why your network, E? What is so fascinating about your idea? Well, one thing, it's different. It's simple. I love different. I love simple. Um, I created this network with the one idea in mind. This is your network. This is for you. This is for people who wants to see new things, who want to see new and exciting things, who want to see different people talk about different things as it relates to whatever is going on in the world around us. You know, this is not just a network here in Baltimore. We're not just talking about Baltimore. I talk about everything, every single thing. LGBT community. Uh, I don't discriminate. If you're Caucasian, if you're Mexican, if you're Indonesian and you want to host the show, by all means, let's come. Let's come on, talk to me. So that's pretty much my network, what I do. And another thing, I'm not that person to hop on anybody's live stream or try to take over whatever it is that you want to do within reason. Um, it's just your show. I have very limited input into anybody's show. Let me say that again. I don't have any involvement unless you want me to be involved. If you say, "Hey, E, I want you to appear on my show," I'm there. I'm there. I'm in front of the camera. I'm ready. But at the end of the day, it is your show. It is your show. If I feel as though that your show is kind of lagging or needs some help, I will pretty much in a professional manner reach out to you and say, what's going on? Let's talk. And then from there, I will pretty much give you some pointers on how to engage with your audience or deliver some content, probably bring you some people. You see what I'm saying? That's the only way that I will interact with your show. If you ask, or if I feel the need that you need a little bit of help. But I just can't judge that on just one show. I'm gonna have to see your progression. I'm looking for dedicated people. I'm looking for dedicated people. Don't say you're going to do a live and you go live and you haven't did a live in a week. And I also need to say that since you did not do a live in a week, that $75 or $100 still apply. Because people will get slick on you quick. Well, I haven't been on live, in a couple of days or a couple of weeks because, my dog got sick and I had mm, 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 mm. Dedication. If you feel as though that you are not dedicated, I don't think you need to be on the network. Because once you sign that contract, which that will be in the contract, that's up to you. Your dedication, your grind is pretty much up to you. However you grind, however push yourself to push your brand. That is between you and the universe or whoever you pray to, whatever you worship to. That is strictly up to you. I have nothing to do with your work ethic, but that 75 or that $100 still have to be paid monthly, boo boo. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. Joe just assumed that since you did not go live in a matter of weeks, that 75 still have to be paid every month. So that is Charm City Direct TV. For those who just joining, I am E Digger. I am the CEO and the managing editor of Charm City Direct TV. Um, also, like I said, I'm more than happy to have you on the network. I am excited for the new things that is to come to Charm City Direct TV. And I do want to say this. One other person that I am working with, her name is, of course, my good sister, Pinks, whose page, she has the Pinks Business and Consultant Studio, something like mine's, but she does her thing. I'm just pretty much telling you that there's other avenues where you can go. She also do interviews on a donation based. To host your show, you host your own show on her network. They are her prices, and also she do offer business consulting, which she calls it the consulting corner. That is all of her information right there. And reach out to her. Her name is Katrina Pink. Katrina Pinks. Katrina Freeman on Facebook. And at the bottom, you can see where all of her information is there. Now, pay no attention to that address. I think I have the old flyer. But pay no attention to that address, that Asian Plaza. Pay no attention to that. Um, because since then, she has relocated and doing virtual now. Because right, like I said, we are virtual people now. Everything is virtual. Um, so that is pretty much it. I do want to say thank you first and foremost for tuning in to this broadcast. Um, and I hope to hear from you soon. Also, check me out on my podcast, which can be heard on Spreaker, which is called, let me get to that. Let's Talk with E Digger Podcast. And you can hear that on Spreaker by going to Spreaker, Spreaker.com, and searching for Let's Talk with E Digger Podcast. Right now, we're on episode 19, where I talk to Mr. Hawthorne James, and everybody know him as Big Red on the movie classic, uh, The Five Heartbeats. Robin Towson, Leon, uh, the list go on. He was a part of that lineup as Big Red, as the record label owner, Big Red, who offered the guys their deal. I had an opportunity to sit down with him to talk to him about his amazing career. Check out that interview, which is available on Spreaker right now. Check out that interview. Very, very, very great interview. Very awesome individual. So make sure you go there and check that out. And also, check out previous episodes of Let's Talk with E Digger podcast. And also, before I leave, like I said, if you would like to be a guest on Charm City Direct TV, on my podcast, on live stream, simply send me an email at charm underscore city underscore. I mean, that is my Instagram. I'm sorry. charmcitydirect73@gmail.com. charmcitydirect73@gmail.com. That is my email. Send me a message there. What it is that you do, what it is that you want to talk about, and sponsorship opportunities if you would like to be a sponsor for that particular show. So if you're a business owner, you have a business and you want to get your business out there, uh, and you want your business to get seen, send me a note. Drop me a line at charmcitydirect73@gmail.com. And we will set up a date, set up a time to go live, to talk to the people out there about what it is that you do and how it impact the community. All right, so that is it for now. Make sure you are tuned in to everything Charm City Direct TV. You can find me on Instagram at charm underscore city underscore direct TV. You can find me on YouTube, which we are live right now. You can find me on Facebook, which we're live right now. Periscope, Twitter. Check out my LinkedIn page at LinkedIn Linktree page where it lists everything Charm City Direct TV. And that is it, people. I think I'm talking your ear off. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. You've been great as always. And remember, I holler at you when I smile at you. Peace.